Welcome to the Think Factory podcast. We got one question for you. What keeps you up at night?
Welcome back to the Think Factory podcast, powered by OGC Solutions. And good morning and good afternoon. We're here to host a very interesting company, a very interesting executive. We have today Percy Dengler, who's the managing director for Baumer HHS. So good morning or good afternoon to you in Germany.
Yeah, good morning or good afternoon to you as well. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So let's set the stage a little bit. We know Baumer HHS, of course, because you're involved not only in the packaging industry, but also the printing industry. And what's interesting about the products, first of all, the company celebrating their 40th anniversary this year. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been a real pleasure. And I have the pleasure to have been able to follow that company and to guide that company for the past nearly 10 years now, and following parts of the history. First of all, inherited a lot of history, and from there on had the opportunity together with my team to develop it even further.
Fantastic. So I'd love for you to introduce the company. I could summarize, but I'd rather hear it from you. Let's talk about what the company has been, what it started as, what it is today, and then we'll talk about what I think is a really interesting topic, or several of them. It's how your products are helping your customers be more sustainable and be more efficient, which at the end of the day is job number one. So Take it away, Percy.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot for that. Yeah, Baumer HHS, 40 years old now. Originally, HHS was formed as a company that was applying glue. And the first company actually that was applying or supplying systems to apply glue contactless. We were the first ones in the market doing that, always dedicated to the paper converting industry, packaging industry, and working it from there. Early 2000s then being merged after an acquisition through the Baumer Group in Switzerland, which is one of the leading suppliers for sensor solutions in different industries, being merged together with a company named Courant in Berlin. This is also why historically we have two company sites, the headquarters in Krefeld and one of our manufacturing facilities in Berlin, where we do all the electronics and sensor and camera technology. And we bring it all together here in Krefeld to ship it in the world. There we are represented throughout Europe with our own subsidiaries, as well as in the US with a major subsidiary in the United States. And together with our mother company, we are represented through own organizations in Mexico, China, and India. And the rest of the world, in more than 120 countries, we are represented through agents, distributors, sales and service partners that promote our systems and service our customers to make them successful.
Great summary. Thank you, Percy. So when we talk about what you do, this is not a one-size-fits-all solution. Really, you've got a wide range of products that really empower your customers to do a whole variety of different things when it comes to gluing applications.
Absolutely. This has always been one of the strengths, and at the same time for us, one of the challenges is that we are represented all throughout the entire packaging industry, and even in the paper industry we are represented. And some side topics I will touch later on is the tobacco industry. But let's start with paper converting, where we today are still very active in everything that is around pharmaceuticals, in inserts, outserts, which goes with the pharmaceuticals, box production. Here we start from the very basic straight line gluing applications and go all the way up to bottle carriers, 12 packs, 6 packs, 24 packs, which is an interesting business in the US and Mexico. And in the corrugated market, we are represented with all the major manufacturers for machines, and the end users. The global names are our customers, and we are happy to help them to achieve their targets. It starts from very simple gluing applications and the combination in high quality production, where we see the necessity for excessive quality assurance, being it glue application, being it code reading, being it intermix control, to make sure that your pharmaceutical boxes are the right ones that go to the right packing line. All these things are part of our DNA, and this is all topics that we drive forward regularly with a high degree of innovation. We spend a whole lot of money in our R&D to make sure that we're always top of the line, and at the same time being economically viable for our customers. Today we see that the technology becomes more and more of it's a necessity to achieve your targets, but at the end of the day, if we talk to our customers today, then the question circles more around how sustainable can our production be, and not only ecologically sustainable but also economically sustainable. So ROI and TCO are major factors today that we are talking about.
So how do some of the applications help your customers improve ROI and be more efficient?
I mean, one of the big topics that's driving the industry right now, and to be honest, I was surprised to learn with many of our customers how little they knew really about consumption of adhesive, for example. So with our technology today, we can number one, we improve and increase production reliability. So producing less waste. At the same time, we have actively been working in different environments and in different industry associations as well to really bring that point forward that less adhesive doesn't mean less structural integrity of the packaging itself. We have been able to prove that with about 50% of used adhesive, for example, in the corrugated industry, you actually can increase your structural integrity of the box itself and achieve better results for stacking and for packing than if you would use a full bead. And if you consider on the individual package, this might not count. But if you're talking about even only a 30% decrease in adhesive usage, and you're using 5 tons a month, then you know what 30% means. And this is cash in the pocket at the end of the day. And surprisingly enough, it was really interesting to see how many of our clients historically, this chart starts changing now, but historically have been seeing adhesive as a mere consumable. When this 1,000-kilo Hobok was done, then a new one was ordered, and nobody was really asking why or why not. And today it becomes a considerable factor in the productions. So this is one thing. The one thing is reduction of goods used or materials used, and the other thing is improving quality, improving the productivity, and improving safety and production. So to allow our clients actually to sleep better because they know that their production line is running at the best possible efficiency and is producing the best available quality that they can do.
Yeah, I like the sustainability angle because we talk about sustainability not only at the production site, making sure that the cartons or the products get glued properly the first time, but when you have increased reliability, you also have decreased waste when it comes to products that have to be returned or products that are unsellable.
Absolutely, Christopher. At the end of the day, it is. I mean, we're talking to the producers of the boxes. And their customers, again, are the brand owners, are the retailers, are FMCG or pharmaceutical companies, food companies that are buying boxes at the end of the day. And just imagine going this one step further, not only looking at the production line of a folding carton box or a corrugated box, but going to a dairy producer. And they try to pack milk, and the boxes are not working. Or go to an FMCG goods producer that wants to pack boxes on an end-of-line application, and the horizontal or the vertical opener isn't working, and this downtime and this waste is much bigger than just the waste that you produce on the production line of a folding gluing machine or a corrugated board line. So we try to think that step ahead and see the customer of our clients actually being the last one that has the biggest impact on ecological ups or downs, because if that box is wrong, it's not good in production. But when it hits the floor at the end of line packaging producer, then we are in a big issue. That's when really waste starts, when sustainability goes down the drain.
Right, and then you've got broken products, you've got all kinds of claims back and forth, and unhappy customers at the end of the day.
I mean, just imagine if you're talking to corrugated producers today, corrugated box producers, and you see that their contracts quite often say if we have 3 stops off the line within 8 hours with a brand owner or with a retailer, and their end of line packaging is stopping 3 times in the shift, then your whole shipment's going to be coming back. I've seen truckloads coming back to corrugated manufacturers where at the end of the line they start hand sorting just because they have not been looking into quality right from the beginning, or somebody in the process didn't really watch out on and produce the right amount, the right level of quality. I'm not always talking about top level quality. It's the quality which is good enough for the job and which can do it. And this is what we are challenged with as well. I mean, as a top line producer, we obviously see as well that there's many customers say, yeah, but what's a good enough solution for me and still gives me that security in productivity and quality and sustainability, which led us to even enhance our offerings into different levels of applications and different levels of products that we're offering to the market, giving the market and our customers the opportunity to really find the right solution for their application.
I like the way you've
not buying a Maybach when you need a Ford Impala.
Right, of course. The way that the company thinks about sustainability, because it's not only the ecology, but it's also the economy or the efficiency combined for sustainability.
Oh yeah, it's always a combination of both. I mean, what's the use of being, I mean, sorry for using the word, for being green if you're not able to survive? And as a company, I mean, the competition is fierce out there right now. It's margins are slim, so it always has to go in line. Surprisingly enough, it just comes up now in many of the discussions that customers start wondering about, what does a CO2 equivalent mean on my cost basis? They haven't seen that yet. And a lot of them, especially here in Europe, are realizing now that as of beginning of next year, for every ton of CO2, they start paying money. So every ton of adhesive they buy, which is petrol-based, has a CO2 equivalent to it, and they will be marked. This will be marked up to the product.
Right.
This will have effect on their production as well, and on the product which hits the customer's floor. We see currently a significant change in the mindset of our clients, and at the same time, we have to keep in mind that we have to look at different. Also, if you look at sustainability under the ecological perspective, we have to follow on the one side the rules that the European Union gives us today with, PPWR and whatever comes with it. But we have other markets like Asia or North America where landfill and compostability is more of an issue, and what impacts the products do have there. So we have to consider all these different things when as a global supplier to our customers, being a supplier to all the global manufacturers as well.
What a challenge to operate or have customers in 120 plus countries, but have to balance all of the varying regulations. But there seems to be a common thread anyway. The more efficient that you can be and the more effective that you can be in reducing waste, that seems to translate across all those countries.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, this is a given and a common factor for everyone. I mean, this was one of the reasons for us to being right from day one, being involved with the European Union. We through the Forever Green Alliance, where we have our representative who's an active member in many of the work groups that are working there, even is leading or co-leading individual of these work groups, because we wanted to be ahead of the curve. We wanted to be the ones that are able to be part of how this whole PPWR at the end of the day will look like, and always had to keep in mind that this always has to go with ecological impacts as well. And as I said before, our customers need to make money. Other than that, sustainability is not worth considering.
The company also is in the business of quality assurance and quality assurance in terms of inspection systems, making sure that the products are put together the right way. How do the gluing applications and the quality assurance applications sort of fit together?
I mean, number one is controlling how well the glue application really has been conducted. Is the glue there or is it not there? This is the first question. Second question is then, is the right amount of glue there where it belongs to? All the way to the point that we do print inspection by means of reading codes, doing sampling to see whether it's always the same boxes. Economical reasons quite often force our customers to run nested forms. So you might have the same boxes on box formats on one sheet, but they're not necessarily the same customer or the same product, especially in the pharmaceutical sector where run lengths are shorter than in many other sectors. And we need to make sure from the beginning that the right box is in the right stack and goes into the right production, which is done through pharma codes or through lately QR codes for tracking and tracing as well in the later stage, and additional information that comes with it. And all these are topics that we are touching base on through sensor technology, through different kinds of cameras, through specific sensor solutions. For example, in the corrugated industry, where a lot of our customers are facing the problem that they have mixed productions. You run brown boxes one day, the next day you run white top liners, and the day after you run a printed top liner, and you don't want to use different sensors. So we have developed one sensor that fits all without being forced to have any, for example, UV additives in your adhesive to make it visible on a white liner or on a printed liner. This is why we understand ourselves as a driver of the industry that always tries to be ahead of what is today seen by our customers, and we try to look this year or two ahead. Challenging, because it quite often means that we are ahead of the thinking of our customers, and we try to bring them to a point where we say, here's the solution, that's your added value. Here we see your value proposition. And then we're of the firm belief quality comes from what you do in the beginning. I mean, if you start reading that and start displaying it in charts and everything, that's important. Don't get me wrong, I think it's really good to have all this background information. But these dashboards, they only show you that the quality was not there if it wasn't there. But it doesn't show you what you should have done from the beginning to make it right. And we try to at least provide our customers with the right tools, with the right training, with the right consultation to give them the right equipment that they need for their production.
Yeah, to know the why as
Exactly.
In addition to the what. Right? Yeah. What I think is fascinating is the technology and the precision. What do you see, Percy, as some of the technological innovations maybe that Baumer HHS is introducing?
I mean, if you look at our portfolio now, then today, the majority of our products is not older than 5 years. So we have a pretty young product portfolio, which has always been following the latest state-of-the-art technologies. We have some very, very intelligent people in our R&D department that have the ambition to always go this one step ahead. So we are the ones with the precisest and highest powered electrical application systems that you can find in the market. That gets close to where a electropneumatic system today is. That has been common practice for so many years in the market. But today we outbeat most of these systems with our electromagnetic application systems, and are in the position of running. Our system is never the limit to the speed of the machine. Never. Never the limit of accuracy. It's never the limit to quality. And at the same time, we have, in the last couple of years, we have started downscaling it in the operations in a way that the operators of today are really able to handle the systems, which becomes the world is becoming more complex and makes it more difficult for the operators to really understand all the processes. So we try to eliminate as much interference, which is not necessarily needed, to make these systems more sustainable in production, in high quality production, in maintaining the quality, and at the same time documenting what is done, because this also becomes more and more important for our clients to be able to document the quality they have delivered, because brand owners, retailers, pharmaceutical producers, whatever, they more and more demand quality protocols, just to make sure that they force their suppliers into this route.
Well, speaking of innovation, I'd love to hear more about Sugra, which is your latest innovation. Tell us about it.
I mean, we have for the past 4 years now been working with several institutions in Germany, plus end users also. And one of them is the Fraunhofer Institute, which is a world-renowned research institute in different industrial applications. We have been working with the one that is specifically for polymer technology. And together with them and Papiertechnische Stiftung in Leipzig, we have been developing a starch-based adhesive. And starch is nothing new. I mean, it's used for thousands of years as glue or as adhesive. It's for many years been the standard adhesive for corrugated board production. But none of these adhesives had the ability to be running on high-speed, contactless glue application systems or adhesive application systems. So our target was to really produce an adhesive that is 100% biodegradable, is 100% bio-based, offers opportunities to our customers that are equivalent to a regular petro-based adhesive, cold glue. And we have proven to do that. We are right now, the lab tests are over. We are running the first blind tests with some of our key customers, which then will go to retail stores for testing finally. So for them, it's more or less the final approval. The first tests have already been running very successfully on pizza boxes, on pharmaceutical boxes, on tray forming machines. So we've gone through the whole variety of boxes that are currently produced on folding carton machines. And right now we're in discussions with major glue manufacturers in the world, together with Fraunhofer Institute, to think about how a future collaboration to produce that adhesive at scale could look like.
That's very exciting.
early next year, we will be able to really talk more about that, because a lot of that is now between the chemists. It's not necessarily us anymore. It's the adhesive manufacturers plus the chemists from Fraunhofer to think about how the collaboration will look like. And for the first time, it's been an ecosystem that has been developed. In the past, it was the glue manufacturers had a great idea about a new adhesive. Then they developed that one, came to us and said, "Does that work on your system?" And then we went through the different tests that we have, and we have always been hugely involved with all the different global adhesive manufacturers for in their development phase as well. For the first, they came to us in our labs. We've been running the tests. They learned what they needed to learn to make their adhesive more efficient and better. Or we have been developing something new and trying to adapt it to existing adhesives. For the first time, this was an R&D approach and a research approach that came from both sides and under the perspective of developing an ecosystem. So every stage of the chemical side, when they came up with a new adhesive, was ran through our systems. We learned what we needed to adapt on our application side, and the chemists on the other side realized what they need to adapt on for their adhesive side. So we could form an ecosystem that perfectly fits together now at highest machine speeds, at the same quality that you can buy with any conventional petrochemical adhesive that you find on the cold glue sector right now. And this was one of the targets. It should not be more expensive than any petrochemical glue that you can buy today. It should not limit the speed of the machine, and it has to run through our systems without any major changes in operation for our customers. This is what we have achieved right now, and as I said, we're currently in the process of bringing that at scale.
That's exciting, especially in light of what you said earlier, where you look at the CO2 emissions and the CO2 load in Europe, just as one example, where you can completely take out the petrochemical input in that process. What a savings to your customers on the compliance side.
Absolutely. This is one of the reasons, I think, why we could generate such a high interest in the market. We get active demands now from global players that are approaching us and say, "Hey, when is it ready?" For us, it was starch is a perfect example because, right now we've been focusing on potato starch pretty well because here we were thinking, obviously, we're a Eurocentric company. We're in the middle of Europe. So for us, it was important, short ways of short supply chain to get the production running. There's a whole lot of very experienced starch-based adhesive manufacturers in Europe, in Germany especially. So this was, for us, it was a perfect base to work like that right from day one. We have done tests with different other adhesives as well, like gelatin glues that are really sustainable as well. And I don't say that this is the road, that this is a way that is not to be gone, but it has its limitations in how you can really apply it. It requires some specifics on your product. Application system product. And for us, it was important that we had a non-abrasive, non-corrosive. As I mentioned, it needed to be in the same box as what you buy if you buy today a normal petrochemical-based glue. And at the same time, it improves your CO2 footprint significantly.
That's amazing. And when do you think you'll be ready to go to market with it?
Right now the discussions, as I said, some part of it is out of our hands now. What's the timing, which is in the hands of the adhesive manufacturers as well as the researchers. But our estimate is that by second quarter next year, hopefully they are going to be ready. It has, for some of them, it means investments as well. At the same time, they need to finalize their contracts. I would love to sell my products tomorrow.
Got to make sure everybody's going to buy it.
There's other players in the field that we need to consider as well.
That's amazing. What a great story. No wonder the company's done well over 40 years. The innovation is impressive.
This has always been passion, performance, precision has always been part of our DNA right from day one. And this is also gearing us all the times. And we are really looking. I'm really looking optimistic into the future of this industry as well, because there's a significant change ongoing right now. The strong ones will come out stronger. I'm pretty sure the ones that are able to adapt will gain market and will gain power in the markets. And what we see is that the consultation needs of our customers is getting more and more. So the expertise that we can gather through our global experience in so many different markets markets really offers us the opportunity as well to approach customers' challenges on a different level, as if we would just say, okay, here we got a gluing system. What about that? Our approach is very much different and always has been. It has always been customer centric and see what's your problem, how can we help you to solve it. And this is not only with the end users, but we're also in very close collaboration with all the major machine manufacturers in the folding carton, corrugated, and end-of-line packaging industry to help them making their systems even more sustainable and more productive, to help them enlarge their portfolio also.
Well, as you said, you can never be the bottleneck in the process.
Yeah, exactly. And this has always been the aim. We're not limiting the quality, we're not limiting speed of machine, and by that we're always the top line in productivity and efficiency for our customers. This is the aim, and this is always the target.
Fantastic. Well, this sounds like a great place to pause, and thank you for appearing on the podcast and talking about Baumer HHS.
Fantastic, Christopher. I thank you very much for the opportunity and hope to see you soon.
I hope so too. So just to sum up, this has been Chris Santamassimo from OGC Solutions, spending the morning or the afternoon, depending on what continent you're on, with Percy Dengler, who's the managing director at Baumer HHS. And for those folks in the United States and maybe beyond, a good place to come check out Baumer HHS would be in late September in Las Vegas at the Printing United Expo. So hopefully you'll get some visits.
Absolutely. Thank you very much again.